Take a good look at these banners. The Boston Celtics are hoping tonight is the night that they will secure an 18th. But do you see any difference between these banners? Take a hard look at the basketball in the middle here. Yeah. The white balls, that means the Boston Celtics won at home, versus the balls that are colored in means that they won on the road. They have the opportunity to put another one up there after tonight. Welcome back to NBA Countdown, where Jayson Tatum is one win away from his first title, but as Adrian Wojnarowski joins us, there could be cause for celebration at midnight for Tatum either way. What does he become eligible for, Woj?
Hey, Malika, there's a new NBA rule that allows teams, once the NBA Finals are over, to start negotiating deals with their own free agents and with their extension-eligible players, which means that the Celtics will be able to present to Jayson Tatum an NBA record 5-year, $315 million contract extension. Now, I talked to his agent, Jeff Wexler, today. He said that has not been a point of conversation between he and Tatum all season. He said the only thing Jayson Tatum has talked to him about, it's certainly not been the extension. It's not been a postseason MVP award. It's winning a championship. And if he can secure that tonight, Jayson Tatum will ultimately be able to eclipse his teammate, Jaylen Brown, with the richest contract in league history.
Wow, $315 million. Woj, thank you so very much, as the Boston Celtics are getting set here for what could be the final game of this postseason. Jayson Tatum hoping that his group is able to close it out tonight ahead of the biggest game in this building in 16 seasons. I sat down with Jayson Tatum.
You've been to 5 conference finals. This is your second NBA finals. And so that means there's this expectation that starts to build. How do you process all of that now?
People think I've been in the league a lot longer and I'm a lot older than I am. I just turned 26. But it is a privilege that people expect a lot out of you. It means I've been doing something right for a long time. As bad as people want to see me finish a job, I promise I want that 100 times more.
How important is winning Finals MVP to you?
It's important, but it's not like the main thing. Isaiah Thomas didn't win Finals MVP every time. Tim Duncan didn't win Finals MVP every time. Larry Bird, Steph Curry only has 1. Kobe won 2 out of 5 championships. As a competitor, you want to win and accomplish everything in front of you.
Absolutely.
But I would not the slightest bit be sad, that I didn't win Finals MVP. I would be ecstatic just to win the Finals.
All right, Michael Wilbon, so you heard Jayson Tatum said that he would be lying if he said that not winning Finals MVP wasn't important to him, but winning a championship is ultimately the most important. How important should it be to him?
I'm not a believer in the narrative about MVP. I'm just not. I'm not saying people are wrong. I mean, I know that our friend and colleague Kendrick Perkins thinks it's a very important element to have and to own. And I understand that coming from Perk, who played and won a Game 7 and helped hang a banner, the last one up there. But I'm not a believer in that first. You can get to that. That wasn't Steph Curry's first priority. They got to that. They had won 3 before Steph got that MVP in that series, largely off that Game 4 in this building. Let them win. Then they can look. They could have a long run. I know Stephen A. thinks they can win multiples. I'm not necessarily on that train, but they'll be in position. When you got Brown and Tatum and White, you got that crew out there, and Drew Holiday. Yes, then you can worry about MVP and those spoils later. Right now, tonight, win a championship first.
Well, without question, you crawl before you walk. Yes. I mean, that's life. We get all of that, and we understand that. The reason why I'm so confident with Boston is because I'm thinking about their youth, that they are where they are. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are not even 28 years of age. Yeah. One's been in 6 conference finals, and now they're second NBA finals. One's been in 5 conference finals. Now they're twice second NBA finals. That level of experience combined with their youth, combined with the ability to provide continuity, because Drew Holiday is signed for 4 years. You're talking about re-signing Derek White. Obviously, you're going to give Jayson Tatum the bag, and ain't nobody going to argue about that with his upside along with his credentials. It is what it is. But the bottom line is Wilbon is right. The MVP is not necessary. Here's what's necessary. You can't be, even as a champion in an off season, and saying your team won in spite of you because you play like garbage. Now, that has not been him, but I'm saying that's what you don't want. You don't want to sit in the offseason even as a winner, knowing that you did not play well at all, but your teammates came and rescued you. You want to at least know you did your job.
Right.
And Jayson Tatum has done his job in this series.
Oh, absolutely.
And Tatum is the more I listen to him, and Malika, great job on the interviews, he's a mentally healthy guy.
Yes,
I mean, he really is kind of like, listen, I'm trying to win a championship. You know what, to the question, how important it should be to Tatum, that's a personal question. It might be important to you or you or you or you or me, but that's how, when the Warriors went 73-9 and lost in the finals, you know what the word I heard the most was? It starts with an F. Failure. I told Kerr, I said, Steve, we get to decide what this means. This is our choice. You can call it a failure, you can call it a failure, and people did because you didn't win the championship. But Jayson Tatum gets to decide what winning that MVP does or doesn't for him. It's a personal thing.
No, absolutely. And I think those guys are at a point in their career, Tatum, Brown, those guys have accomplished a lot. They're obviously young and have a lot to add to the game as years go on. But at this point, it's about winning championships in your career. Nothing else matters. The MVPs, all that stuff. You want to put yourself in the best position to win a championship, and those guys have done that.
When it comes to greatness, I would say this. For me, when I look at all the great people that I've learned from, no matter what their profession is, whatever the criteria is that defines greatness is what they want to achieve.
It's the biggest game because it's the next one, right? Not surrendering to the fact that, like, we have to win tomorrow. You know, the message has always been the same, however long it takes. That's how long it takes. Would it be amazing to win tomorrow? Absolutely. But it's the biggest game because it's just the next one on the schedule, not because we have to win tomorrow.
All right, so that's what Jayson Tatum has to say. But Julius, how important is it for the Boston Celtics to get this done now?
It's extremely important. You know, as the leader of the team, you want to have a killer instinct and let the team know that we're here to win. It's important for Boston to get off to a great start, to put doubt in the back of the Mavericks' head, let them know we're on our home court and we're here to finish the game off. If Dallas wins Game 5 and it goes to Game 6, we all know it's going to a Game 7. So they don't want that. In Game 7, anything can happen. So the pressure's on Boston to close it out tonight.
You didn't lose Game 4. You got annihilated. You were down 48 for crying out loud. You got a Game 5 on your home turf where you could close it out. You don't close it out. Porzingis is not healthy. Then you got Kyrie and Luka going back to a Game 6 in Dallas, which all of us would believe if they were to win Game 5 and have won 2 straight, they would probably win that third. Then you'd be on the precipice of being the first team in NBA history to lose a 3-0 lead out of 156 people that weren't able to get it done, all right? Now, a Game 7 with Luka and Kyrie having overcome a 3-0 deficit like you did against Miami last year in the Eastern Conference Finals before Tatum got hurt pretty much in the first minute and he wasn't himself. You can't let that happen if you're the Boston Celtics. You want to close it out tonight because you don't want to give Kyrie and Luka life.
And these are the most important games in the career of Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, some of these Celtics players. This is their second. They had a chance to win a championship. They didn't do it. Now they have another chance to win a championship. Now, some of these guys have championships. When you get these opportunities, you have to capitalize, just like Eminem. That's right. Just like Eminem. Right, I had already thought of that, but that helped too. But you have these 2 closeout games. You don't get these. Maybe you've never had a closeout game to win a championship in the NBA. You don't get those things. They don't give these things away. You may play 20 years and never have a chance. They didn't have one in 22 to win the championship. They have them now. Do not extend this series. You've already got one player down. Somebody twists an ankle tonight, you're in trouble. You know, and now you're already in a position where you don't have your full squad. So for me, in that Celtics locker room, I don't know if it's Tatum, if it's somebody, whoever it is, saying, this ends tonight. We're not getting on a plane to go to Dallas. There's champagne in there, and we're going to drink that, and we're going to celebrate in front of our own fans, and there's going to be a podium over there, and that's what you say, and you believe it when you say it, and that's what needs to happen.
You know, that player likely could be is Drew Holiday.
That's fine.
He knows what it's like. He's been the distance. I mean, we sat here and saw the other guys, particularly the tag team, the great tag team that they are, with Brown and Tatum struggle in Game 4 in this building and not be able to get that done. All right, so who's the bridge player? we talk a lot about, there's a lot of varying opinions on Tatum and his demeanor and whether or not he's tough enough, strong enough. There's no braggadocio in Jayson Tatum, and I respect that. But it may be up to somebody else, and Julius knows being in the locker room, it may be up to somebody else to provide that element going into tonight's game.
But what about this, guys? You're Jayson Tatum. First of all, this is one of the reasons I didn't like his quote, because I think that you got to have that killer instinct. Not to say that he doesn't, and I know he's trying to take pressure off his other teammates, but still. Last year, you're in the Eastern Conference Finals. You're up 3-0. You're down 3-0. I'm sorry. You come back. You tie it up, and you got hurt. If you don't get hurt early, you probably go to the finals against Denver. And they were a better matchup for the Denver Nuggets than that Miami Heat team. So you are literally fresh off of anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Do not mess around with these games.
You can't let that happen again. Don't mess around with it. Don't mess around with it.
Despite what he said, I do think he knows that. And as long as they come out and get this done, whatever he said, the demeanor he did it with, it doesn't matter. And he is the first person to say, as much as everyone wants it, including this guy getting face painted ahead of this game, I want it more.
You're probably right, but that doesn't negate the fact, Malika, that you're being nice as always. Okay?
I try to be
That's
nice,
really what that is.
NBA
You're being
countdown
nice.
will be right back.
Okay?
I want to see Stephen A. get a shamrock painted on.
That's coming up after the break.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Keep them down, try to wear, pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm a